Hello, I'm here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. We're playing with the Ashes of Malmouth expansion and we find ourselves in the middle of Barrowholm, the place with the happy trees in the middle of a scary swamp. So after glancing over at the quest log over here, it says speak to Scurv in Barrowholm, who is the person conveniently located there with a star. So let's say hello.
Traveler. I hope the day finds you great fortune. Do stay for a bit if you need a rest.
Okay, something feels off about this place. That's what I did remark upon at the end of last episode as well. So could you please enlighten me why this place is not a swamp?
I'm not sure what you're implying, traveler. Paranoia, perhaps? It is understandable given how things are these days.
Okay. So from the responses, this talk of Wendigos is unsettling. No one has mentioned a Wendigo, so this is a bit of an odd response here. Putting a stop to this is also a little bit harsh, so let's just ask about the Ogdenburg fetish, because that is of course what we are after.
And if it so happens that we have in our possession this thing you seek, why should we just hand it over? I'm afraid if you want something from us, then we are going to need something from you.
So why do you need it?
Why do you? Oh, but frankly, it comes down to reality. We live in a cruel world where many simply take what they want without any consideration for others. I see this as an opportunity for us to work together. A mutual gain.
Okay, so going back, I think it was even 2 or 3 episodes ago, we had a chat with the folks of the previous town. Name eludes me. And some of their protective wards had been stolen, I think. And that is why we are here. So effectively, the other city, the Coven's Refuge, yes, that one, claim these people are thieves. So it's kind of, doesn't really feel right that it's all happy, all innocent. The lore bit that we found here also felt a little off. Now they want us to work together for mutual gain. But let's see if we can hear them out. I mean, if we're friendly with Barrowholm, doesn't say that this is gonna put us on a path where we say goodbye to the Coven's Refuge. So let's see what he's got to say.
Well, I'm glad you agree. It's true, we do have this relic, and it can be yours in exchange for some trivial assistance. Things I'm sure you will have no trouble undertaking. Speak to my friends Tyvald and Jordan. And once I've heard back from them, I shall give you what you seek.
Voice acting is very well done, and they also picked an interesting model for it. I really don't like this guy. It's just makes my skin crawl. So
That's locked.
We can't steal his personal items. That's too bad. No, it's not stealing if you're stealing from a thief. So, Tyvald. Too bad, Scurv said you are to be left alive. You look like you could at least put up a fight before I got at you. Well, you would certainly try. Well, let's be civil here, let's be nice here. Scurv Egdener said I should help you. Scurv must see something in you I don't, but very well. It is a harmless task that I have for you. I cannot guarantee your safety. What do you need? Surrounding the village, there are 6 warding totems that have been crafted by a shaman many years ago. We owe much of Barrowholm's survival and beauty to the protection of those totems afforded us. However, 3 of them have recently been damaged, and we now risk the bog overtaking what remains of our home. If you wish to help us, then please step out into Ogdenburg, on the outskirts of Barrowholm and restore the totems that had fallen. Okay, so we have already seen 2 out of the 3. Do this for us, and I'm certain Scurv will give you whatever you want in exchange. I'll get it done. Okay, so there's a, looks like a bounty table that will probably get activated once we are of sufficient standing with the faction. General goods, a vendor.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Don't really have all that much to sell.
Put it to good use.
Had to restart the game in between episodes, so I went back from the Barrowholm waypoint to town. It's a very short walk once you actually know exactly where to go, rather than getting lost in the bog. And another useful thing, the quest for collecting a Wendigo spirit for the Wraith of Uchtembog. Turns out, just any random heroic Wraith or Wendigo will do that will drop you a Wendigo spirit. And this looks like it is a purple crafting component. So chances are we're gonna find more of those. So let's have a look and listen to some more people here. Arena. I sense a hunger in you. You must be the shaman I've heard a whisper of. Welcome to our humble village. I do hope you find it satisfactory. Tell me, do these spirits offer solace, or have they been silent? So what's going on with this place? What do you mean? This village, how is it in such a good shape? Well, stranger, we are very devoted. We work hard, and our caring leader provides us with everything we need. You mean Scurv? Yes, of course. We have, all of us, devoted ourselves to him. In return, he gives us safety and satiates our hunger. You should eat before you leave. I'd hate to see you starve to death out there in the bog. Or worse, you could end up as someone's dinner. That sounded like a threat. Certainly not. Hunger is a powerful thing. You must feed it, or it may drive you mad. It's a lesson the flesh-crazed of the bog certainly take to heart. That sounds like crazy talk to me. That bit of conversation, I'm wondering, could it be that this is actually a community of not crazy Wendigo? You, Khalif. Look, we don't want any troublemakers around here. I've got no intention of causing any trouble. Maybe, but I'm still keeping an eye on you. You do that. Okay, so if we had taken the right path, the right road from the rift, we would have walked straight into town. Then again, where would have been the fun in that? It looks all very, just too clean, too neat, too nice. Very suburban. Barrowholm. A shaman, no doubt. An insatiable hunger has driven you to this place. What is it about this hunger that you keep talking of, man? Oh, you seem confused. I mean the hunger for discovery, of course. You must be wondering about our wonderful village. Yes, please do tell me about Barrowholm. As much as I can say, as much as any I suspect. I've been here my entire life. This place is my home, always has been. I couldn't leave it if I wanted to. That seems ominous, but there isn't much of interest that happens out in the bog, if you can't believe it. Things got exciting briefly when Scurv Egdenor showed up some years back. Since then, things have been good for a little town. Scurv just showed up. I couldn't tell you how long it's been, but some time ago Scurv arrived here from beyond the bog. It was a desperate time for us. Too many mouths to feed and too little food to go around. Scurv was a charmer. Everyone took him right away. And who could blame us? He was a problem solver. He generously stayed in Barrowholm and showed us what to do to survive. He promised us a better life. Better yet, he delivered upon that promise. So where can I find the person in charge? You'll be looking for Scurv then. He should be somewhere about town. I'm sure he'll be interested to meet you. We don't get many visitors out here. Okay, so he's looping again. So Scurv just showed up and made things better. Okay, this is a exit into the bog. Some collapsed wagon. Foundations of a house or maybe some sort of community hall. Finnegan's bread. Looks like a stall of sorts. Cellar entrance. Locked by Scurv Ectenor. Okay. The fact that it's locked by Scurv is totally not ominous. Totally not ominous. Not a big empty house. So a lot of big empty houses here, by the way. Could be coincidence. Could be that there's something more sinister going on. Aha! Found ourselves a chest. Oren's recipe. And that is Therese. So let's read first, talk later. A decent cut of meat is a rare sight these days. So it is imperative that we treat every opportunity to feast upon a fresh kill with great reverence. Though I found cuts from our recent quarries to be a bit tough and lean, they are not entirely unpleasant, much like a freshly slaughtered deer. And while I initially found the taste nauseating, I have become increasingly fond of its delicate layers and nuances. Okay. Cannibal, maybe? I don't know, this place is so giving me the creeps. Everything, I'm looking for hidden meanings, for some sign of that we can just, that there's something twisted going on before they just outright say it. It's very nice in a situation like this to just feed your paranoia. As one of the favorites among Scurv's company, I've generally had my pick of the best cuts. So I always enthusiastically go for a butchered portion of a leg or upper arm. I ask to leave the bone in, as it really seals in the flavors and keeps the meat juicy after cooking. Nevertheless, my recent experimentations reveal that a shorter cooking time is by far the most satisfying. Upper arm, that definitely sounds human to me. With the addition of some finely chopped black onions and a gentle sprinkling of the white Meyer herbs seared alongside the meat, the still bloody cuts make for an exquisite experience that is the envy of everyone in Barrowholm. The critical trick is to sear it on the outside while leaving the inside still dripping with juices. Scurv himself said that my inspirations could cure even a ravaging hunger, but no, he just says that to keep up our spirits. I am not worthy of such praise. Oren Evelyn. Okay. It's interesting that there's no Oren Evelyn here, so let's see what Therese has to say. Well, hello there, stranger. Welcome to our humble village. You look famished. Might I offer you a bowl of stew? I made it myself, right from one of Oren's best recipes. Sure to put some meat back on those bones of yours. I don't think so. Well then, I must say I'm quite disappointed. I thought I sensed a hunger in you, but I was clearly mistaken. No harm done. Yeah. Might be completely prejudiced, but if there's even a risk of cannibalism here, then I'd rather just bow out rather than participating in it. Orin Evelyn, the chef. What do you have to say?
Welcome to Barrowholm, traveler.
You have voice acting. You sound very squeaky. What a beautiful village do you have. That was just one single line with voice acting. Why, thank you. We try to keep some normalcy in our lives, despite all the tragedy. We don't see as many visitors here as we used to. But you are welcome to stay as long as you'd like. Thank you. Again, no. It sounds friendly. Could also have a lot of double meaning. I'm just gonna break everybody's doors. They clearly haven't heard of doors that can simply be opened. This looks like it was a shop at some point in time. It's pretty empty now. Hey, hello there. Judith Evelyn.
A blessed welcome, traveler.
So I'm told that you and Scurv have come to an agreement. Rather unusual, but I'm happy to serve as he wishes. Scurv said you needed some help. Why yes, there's a small matter of growing our numbers. Otherwise we may not be able to sustain ourselves. Travelers around these parts are rare nowadays, made all the worse by the spreading ether fire to the north. But another obstacle is the rampaging cannibals in the northern Uktenborg. Please, do us this favor. Seek out the camps of these bloodthirsty fiends and rescue any survivors still drawing breath. Sure, I'll help the people. Though, if they are cannibals too, then that might not be entirely a great idea. Okay, so let's go out via the left side, because there's a little bit unexplored over there. And then we are gonna go and kill some things, because I've been talking for long enough, we've been conversing long enough, looking for hidden meanings long enough. Time for some action. Got a house here, a pretty darn big house without anyone in it. And yeah, we've already had a chat with you. So there's a vendor here, it's kind of nice. It's a bit of a quest hub this, so makes sense. We've got the Coven here. Wait, Barrowholm. Ah, yeah, there's Barrowholm. They like us killing Catonians. Okay, cool. So let's go there, then we can go back, and we go there, and then we can drop down into the bog itself. Hello. Well, they are there. We'll just go here. This appears to be one of the wards originally created by the denizens of Uktenborg, but it has since faded. Restoring it should not be too difficult. Let's reactivate it. Ta-da! And it has a very healthy glow once again. Okay, so the fastest way there is of course via here. It will be interesting to see if the just what the story is behind town and just how right or how wrong I am about this. Because that's the thing with hinting. You know, the double meaning can always be something else. So this is the second ward. Then down there is probably going to be where the third one is. It makes sense that wards are very close to town in order to actually protect the town. Oh, and yeah, I was right that Kaiman's Chosen also had a secret that they also didn't feel quite right. So no, I definitely think something is up here. But we'll see. Okay, so that's one of the subquests completed. Oh, distinguished chest. That sounds like a trap. Wonderful. Frisch 2 gold and Alia 2 gold. That's... blue meteors are not my thing. Nick 2 gold. Wow, that's the third one. Ah. Stop throwing meteors at me. Dang it. Right, seems like things are back to normal. Good. So I'm gonna sell one whole blue item and some greens. Praetorian chest guards. Ah, we have found pieces of this set before. Might even have found this piece itself. So, alright if you're more of a warrior type or just need a lot of defenses. And we stood here before. Just looking around. I think we did trace almost a perfect outline of the city in the previous episode, just trying to find the city, and there's every opportunity I had to accidentally walk into town, I turned the other way. It's kind of funny in a way. Rescue the travelers in northern Uktenborg. I suspect that's probably going to be over there, so let's just... Oh wait, there's one little bit that we haven't seen. So, while we are out here, might as well take a left here. And then left once again. And look, cannibals. They really didn't go too far. Okay, I guess no one is being held captive over here. Or could it be that some of the Wendigo prison things will now actually contain people, whereas they didn't before? Would be odd, but would be alright. No. It feels fairly safe to say that this is not where we have to be, because otherwise it would be east or south, but not the north. Then again, I have been wrong about interpreting some of the more vague instructions in this game before. Well, let's also not stand in the middle of a big green circle. They generally hurt quite a bit. And more scrap. Wonderful. A couple of chests, that's also very nice. Let's see if the big central square over there has something for us. Because this is where we did find a bunch of Kabbalists last time. Or cannibals. They're not Kabbalists, they're just cannibals. Bit creepy looking. Ooh, and there's a star to the top left. Travelers beware. Wonderful. Ah, see, Wendigo cage has been filled. Okay, we'll just join you. Hello, Thomas. By the gods, they're eating people. You'll be okay. I come from Barrowholm, nearby. There's a settlement in this hellhole. You know what? I don't care where we go at this point. Just please get us out of here. I can get you there via rift gates. Yes, fine. Whatever. Just get us to safety. Boom. Okay. So, that was a traveler in northern Uktenborg, and there's also northeast. So we have to head further to the actual east from here. So there's probably going to be more over there. Hello. Ancient Wendigo. Don't think you're really supposed to mingle with the cannibals, but sure, fine, whatever. There's no one home here, that's unfortunate. So, the journey continues. Let's say so far I have been enjoying the music in the expansion. It's nice in the background, atmospheric. It does seem very fitting. Okay. Well, I suppose this must be the northeast anyway. Ugh. Well, they did say northeast now instead of north. So I guess there's that. On the other hand, this is a little bit contradictory, or at least it's very different from how quests have been designed in the past. Where if you had resolved an objective or found something, that you didn't have to backtrack. Though, well, maybe we can also turn it around. I didn't actually free people from those cages. On the other hand, there were no people in the cages. And it would be a little odd to put the people in the cages after talking with the people in Barrowholm, almost like the people in Barrowholm put them in the cages to begin with. No, that's the kind of logic that you encounter in other games that have scripted quests. But at least up until this point, the developers of Grim Dawn have been really good about having the quest set up in such a way that, well, even if you encounter the objective of a quest before actually getting the quest, that you don't have to go back to discover, well, no, that this cannibal camp that I slaughtered, there were people there in the middle of the camp after all, and I just didn't see them and they just didn't see me. Odd things like that. I'm pretty sure I would have noticed folks over here similarly to having noticed folks over there, so it's a little odd. Maureen, have mercy, help us escape. You'll be okay. I come from Barrowholm, nearby. Our prayers have been answered. Thank you, stranger. I can get you there via a riftgate. A what? No, that's not going to work. We're not getting out of one fire to jump into another. Well, I promise you, it's much safer than traversing the bog. Bit of hesitation. All right, anything to be anywhere but here. See you in Barrowholm. Okay, so that is 2 out of 2 quests. So we can go back to the Barrowholm waypoint and then take the path straight into town like I ought to have done last time. Ah, there are the ancient ruins. That's where we have to drop off the Wendigo spirit. So that is maybe a useful one to tag near to the end of the episode as well. For now though, let's have a chat with the folks here. See if they are appreciative. Tyvold. I see that the warding aura surrounding Barrowholm appears to have been restored. So, you are good for something. I'll go ahead and give Scurv the words that you can be trusted. Good. That got us 250 reputation as well as a roiling blood. Seems we won't be spilling your blood today. Maybe you can make yourself useful once more. Sure, what is it? There's the matter of blood and carnage that awaits us. But Scurv will not let me leave the village unguarded, so it falls to you. Just to the east, there's an old mine that has provided jobs for the people of Barrowholm for generations. Its resources are now mostly dried up, but we've since used the abandoned tunnels to store emergency supplies. It seems something has broken through the sealed entrance and is now wreaking havoc on our food stores. We cannot allow this to happen. Go into the mine to the east of Barrowholm and exterminate whatever vermin had found their way inside, and I shall see that some of our supplies are shared with you. I've already dealt with your pest. See, this is one of those examples of good quest design that the devs have been doing so far. Last episode we cleared out the mines, we did not leave anything alive, and we can take advantage of that, so wonderful. Really, you're quite the eager butcher. I like that. I'm starting to see why Scurv kept you around. Here, these materials should provide a useful to you. You should feel fortunate. It's not exactly easy to scrounge up that much scrap in a bog. So we got 500 reputation and 12 scrap. That is indeed quite a nice number. Thank you. For the rest, nothing more. So, next up, Jordan.
A blessed welcome, traveler.
The travelers you rescued arrived just before you returned. I must thank you for your aid. It seems it was not going to be long before they became food for those savages. They will be much better suited here. Seemed like the right thing to do. Even though I'm still not entirely sure about this place. But, well, the things we do for quests, right? We get a reward, we just look the other way. The Great One will take note of what you did this day. I'm sure of it. I'll let Scurv know that you've done us all a great service. Great. Where are the survivors? They were so terrified, those poor things. We took them inside the cellar to get some fresh clothes, feed them a bowl of orange soup, and get them rested for tomorrow. I see. It's that cellar again.
Welcome, traveler.
Okay, so asking about the survivors. Oh, they've been absolutely great, filling their roles in our little village just fine. We've been starved for some fresh arrivals until you came. So they're filling their roles, and they've been starved for some fresh arrivals. This is just dripping with cannibal. I'm actually now. This is just so thick on it that I'm now starting to doubt myself whether this is just intentionally pointing towards cannibalism and then actually being something else. We'll see.
I'm so pleased that we could come to an understanding here, rather than resorting to needless bickering. As promised, my stash is open to you. You're welcome to take the fetish.
Anything else I can do to help?
I am thoroughly pleased to hear that you've been mingling among our people and finding a place for yourself in our little society outsider. However, not all are as willing to accept our master's visions for this region as you are.
Your master?
Yes, our protector, our guiding star through the tumultuous chaos. Once we were lost and dying. The bog threatened to consume us, but the Wendigo spirit showed us another way.
Wendigos. The Wendigo spirits? Wendigo? You mean those things attacking me out there? That seems like the best one.
You describe the uglier side of things, yes, but do not take the flesh-crazed as representation of the greater picture. They are but a symptom of a world that is sick. We are the true chosen of Ravager. We have been uplifted, as can you be.
Okay. So effectively they are indeed tame Wendigos. Or semi-religious Wendigo? Let's see what he has got to say. So, what was the problem again?
We've always had tense relations with the nearby gathering of witches. But so long as we stayed to our sides of the bog, we generally had no issues. In many ways, we are just as much outcasts as they are. And so we've had somewhat of a mutual understanding. But there is one among them, known as Laria the Hexer, who does not respect our little truce. Unlike her sisters, she lives within Ugden Bog itself, and from it she weaves eldritch magic in order to subdue our master's plans. In fact, it was her who damaged our totems. High time her meddling is ended. Find the den of this witch and deal with her for good.
I want no part in this. I really don't like these folks. I just think they're creepy. So I wonder if we go back to Laria, because he was in one of these earlier areas of the Uchtenborg. She had a den, just like the other one. And there was one hostile and there was one that was neutral to us. And I think Laria is the neutral one. So this effectively gives us an opportunity to turn on them. But if Laria is also affiliated with our friends over in the Coven's Refuge, then going after the witch, it's just gonna end up poorly because we will be getting a reputation penalty, and I just don't want to kill the friends of my friends. So first of all, let's secure the Oakenborg fetish. That has been done.
I am thoroughly pleased to hear that you've been mingling.
Okay, so this quest will remain open here. We can pick it up whenever we want. For now though, I'm gonna skip it. Just doesn't feel right. No new quests over here. The entrance into the cellar. Let's just double check, but I suspect it's still gonna be shut. Exactly, it's locked. Right. So let's go back to the Barrowholm waypoint. And then, because there was the Wendigo thing over there, let's go there. Hand in the Wendigo spirit to the other spirits that we were helping. And then we can go to town and have a chat and hand in the quest rewards. Or hand in the quest and get a reward. Yeah, we're pretty close. So I wonder if in the Coven's Refuge, if they will have something to say about the folk of Barrowholm that we haven't heard so far. But yeah, I'm all for people living their lives the way they do, but if it sounds like these Wendigo folks are actually eating people or doing them harm, no, then it's not really a lifestyle anymore, right? Because then other people are gonna get hurt. And then at that point you can get a little bit judgmental. Even more fetishes. No, she just ties in again with the city of Barrowholm being protected. And we hit level 52. Wonderful. 1 point in the mastery, 1 point in Morgdrogan's Pact. Also boosts all of the damage of stuff around us, so that is nice. Let's go back into the ruin entrance. The Tomb of Ukdal. Yes. So we've already restored this shrine, so can't get any more points out of that. Come to think of it, there was no shrine in the Barrowholm area either. That is too bad. Oh, maybe it was hidden somewhere and I missed it. That is also possible. Maybe there's something in the cellar. No, a bit of a reward for cleansing that. It's all possible. Just in case, let's just put a portal down here. And then have a chat with Ukdal. Have you done as I asked? Here is the spirit you seek. In all the centuries, I never thought I would leave this place. Forever bound to these stones, the seclusion was driving me to madness. Thank you, human, for seeing through the madness and giving me a chance at peace. I offer you this strange text as thanks. I know not the words, but they seem bound to the enemies with which you battle. Farewell, human. Rest in peace, Ukdal. We got an ethereal missive. Okay, arcane texts infused with ethereal energies, likely used to transport information too sensitive for mortal eyes. This seems more like a crafting ingredient than something that is actually a lore. Oh. More loot for us and a bit of XP, so that's always good. So next up, Coven's Refuge over there. Goradia, what do you have to say?
You've returned. Are you ready to complete our bargain?
Here it is, as promised.
You chose to negotiate with the thieves. That is your business. All that matters is that the fetish is back in our hands. Now, for our end of the deal.
What do we do next?
In now forgotten times, our kind used to travel to Ugdumbog in order to perform dark bindings at the altar of Ratosh. The altar has not seen use in decades, and now lies forgotten on the northern edge of the bog. However, It is a place where the veil between realities is at its thinnest.
How exactly will this help me?
The altar of Ratosh is a rare place in Cairn where one can pierce the veil. I've marked Ulgrim's keepsake with the runes of seeking. Place it upon the altar and a way into the void should be revealed. Whether you find your friend alive on the other side, or just his tainted bones, that I do not know. But the void may offer you more than just salvation for Ulgrim. Once it had served as a means of traversing great distances, though not always with predictable results. If the cult of Cthon had opened rifts near Malmouth, then perhaps you can use the void as a tunnel. While I cannot promise you success, it is perhaps your only chance of bringing back Ulgrim and reaching Malmouth. Seek out the altar of Ratosh in the northern reaches of Ugdenbog, beyond Barrowholm. I wish you luck.
Okay, we can accept it, but we can also ask a little bit more. You say you no longer use this altar. Why?
That is a tale steeped in myths and legends. But I suppose we learned the hard way to steer clear of the dark promises of that altar. No sister dares approach it. You may not like what I offer, but I assure you, there is no other way.
Guess this is the best we've got. And we got Ulgrim's keepsake back, which is effectively a frying pan now covered in runes. Okay, well, ooh, Garadia has more.
Now that you have what you came for, I was wondering if we could do more for one another.
So, what do you have in mind?
Ever since the Ugdenbog fetish was stolen from us, our wards have weakened and some of our protective spells have even failed us. To put it simply, we are exposed out here, and that makes us uncomfortable. We have plans to restore our wards, but for that, we require new materials. If you are willing to assist the Coven, with compensation for your efforts, of course, we will require some more exotic ingredients. First, we require venom gaze bile from the basilisks in Ugdenbog. Only
Check.
the mature ones will do, as the venom must be extra potent. Secondly, and this one may prove to be a bit of a risk, is the horn from a leaf mane alpha. Those brutes are fiercely territorial, so be careful. Lastly, we will require a rare herb known as the Ugdenbloom. You may find it growing out in the bog, but sometimes they grow atop Ugdenbog golems. Will you do this for us?
So, I've been walking around with these for quite a while now. Will these suffice?
Yes, perfect. You continue to be a service to the Coven, for which we thank you. But though we now have the materials we need, there is a threat that not even our wards will be able to protect us from. Care to assist us?
Go on.
Deep beneath Ugdenbog, a vast network of caverns and roots traverses the entire region. We call it the Undergrowth. Centuries ago, a single seed sprouted roots within those caverns. It grew to become a massive creature known as Silvaria. She has become twisted and rotten after all these years. Her black roots spread out across the undergrowth, breaching the surface and marring the land. It is only a matter of time before she reaches the Coven. She must be pruned and new plant life be allowed to thrive within Ugdenbog. Find the entrance to the undergrowth up in Ugdenbog and deal with this threat.
There's definitely something off about the timing of the quests, since I seem to have completed all of the quests already before being given them. But then again, good quest design, I can say. I've already dealt with this aberration.
Good. Perhaps in time new plant life will sprout from her remains that brings a healthy balance to the ecosystem. Our matron, Malostria, will be pleased to hear this news. In fact, she has been inquiring about you. You should speak to her when you get an opportunity.
So where was she again?
We'll find her below us, at the center of the refuge. She is usually tending to the ritual circle we will need to restore our wards.
Thank you.
Our matron, Malostria, has requested to...
Okay, so that's all old dialogue options. Let's have a chat with Malostria.
Goradia speaks of your accomplishments as if they are meant to impress me. Tell me, young one, are you prepared to do what must be done?
Let's find out.
At least you are determined. Very well. One of our own has become tainted by the false promises of the Wendigo spirit Ravager. She has lost her way, and now weaves dark rituals within Ugdenborg. A witch as powerful as Janaxia cannot be allowed to fall to the manipulations of the Wendigo. All attempts at reasoning with her have failed. Only one option remains. Seek out Janaxia's hut, hidden underneath one of the great trees of Ugdenborg, and eliminate her.
Yeah, I've already dealt with her too.
It appears Goradia was right about you. Here, a little gift in return.
So, this Wendigo spirit, if this is always the one, is something that you can directly use to complete the Wendigo quest that we just completed. Oh man. So, is there anything else?
Yes, I'm beginning to see your purpose in our coven. You will be the catalyst we require to restore our protective wards. But are you prepared for what that entails?
What must I do, oh wise and old one?
Not far from the Refuge, within Ugdenborg itself, the Coven had prepared 3 ritual sites in order to focus our energies toward the focal point, the rune circle you see before me. With the destruction of the fetish, the circles have become unstable, turning into unintentional spirit traps. If we are to recreate the warding ritual our sisters used decades ago to protect this place, then we must cleanse the circles. That is where you come in. My magic will protect you against the fiends, but you will be the one to banish them forever. Are you prepared?
I will restore the wards. Ooh, and we even got a Malostria's ward. You have been boarded, my matron Malostria, protecting you from vile spirits. So then we have to cleanse the eastern, northern and western circle. Wherever in the bog they might be. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a fun thing to do. Coven of Ugdenborg. So we are now respected. That did get us action to faction, weapons, armor and blueprints and the bounty table. And we're getting closer and closer to honored as well. So well, we do have access to it, but yeah, the quest design here it definitely seems off. No, we did do a full clear of all the areas of the Ugdenborg, and after that of the Barrowholm. Maybe just one step back. Maybe I completely misplayed this. Maybe no. In future playthroughs, if you want to do it optimally, you just stick to the left hand wall. You just go through left hand wall, left hand wall, left hand wall, more left hand wall, more left hand wall. Even more left hand wall, though you could just go straight across here. Then at the Barrowholm waypoint you go right, not left. Then you go into Barrowholm, chat with the folks, fix up the wards, that's the 3 things. That's basically enough to gain the trust, so you can chat with the dude. And then you should be able to go out, because I think we had the option of helping one or the other instead of doing both. Oh, yeah. So... no, then you chat with the people, you get your the fetish, then you go back to town here. Then you deliver the fetish to Goradia. that solves the main quest. Then the main quest gives you the quest to move forward, and then you can go basically back to the Barrowholm waypoint, and then instead from there you take the left exit, follow the road up, go to the altar of Ratosh, and you jump to the void presumably, and after that to Malmouth. And then if you are interested in the areas here, or if you are interested in building up reputation with the factions, then and only then can you go back, have a chat with the Geradia, and then it's like, hey, you know what? There's a witch to be killed. Please go out and kill the witch. And that was, I think, somewhere over there. I think it was over there. And then, hey, there's this big creepy plant to kill. Could you have a look at that, please? And then, now you move forward and you look for the entrance into that. And I think that might actually have been in the corner over there. And after that, it's something about the ritual circles. And not by scouring through the Uchtdembog, I'm assuming we'll find them again, but I completely forgot where they were. That's probably how you're meant to play it, and the same with Barrowholm. No, pick up the quests and only then go out and clear things. Instead of wandering around, just doing some random things and then only doing that. But I don't know, I think if you compare this to the quest design of the earlier acts, where the design was much more clearly that there were just people on your way, you were sent to the villages, and there was a little bit more structure to it, and the things you did felt a little more meaningful, rather than here, where at least until this point in the swamps, it just feels like you're just stumbling around and finding things that happen to be interesting, and then afterwards you discover that there's actually some form of meaning and intention to the things that happen. But because it only happens after the fact instead of upfront, you do have the whole confusing and purposelessness part of it that otherwise you don't have. And I don't know, I'm really wondering whether I completely misplayed it, or just accidentally did everything in the wrong order, or if this is the design for the area and this is how it's meant to be done. But either way, for now, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll join me again next time when we set out for the altar of Ratosh and see if we can find Ulgrim. Bye bye.